शो କରୁଛି କ'ଣ କାଇଁ ଆରେ ହଁ ରେ ମୋର କାଇଁ ଶୋ କରୁନି बंद कर जय जगन्नाथ first of all I like to thank you for everyone for connecting with us. Today we'll discuss about DPR, that means detailed project report. Okay, we have already heard about the name, that is the DPR, detailed project report. What is the detailed project report? For example, you want to receive a loan from the bank, then bank has to document all the documents that are required for the loan. First of all, bank will ask for a vital document that is known as detailed project report. In the detailed project report, everything from the history to your future regarding your project will be incorporated. Already मैं लाइव में हूँ. So now we'll discuss how we'll prepare a detailed project report, so that if you are a consultant or if you are small businessman, you can prepare yourself and give to the bank and easily can avail your loan. First of all, I am showing you a dummy project report. Then we will go for the preparation steps of the project report in our Excel sheet. Let's start. Here, this is the dummy project report that I have been prepared for my client. This is the project report regarding the JCB loan. That means that the client requested me for preparing a project report regarding the JCB. He is interested for the JCB and he has to give in a rent and he has to generate the revenue. On this basis, he has to take a loan from the bank. This is the summary. This is known as this page known as the cover page. If you will go for a project report, then you can see the many pages that you can that may be included by 20 or 30 pages, or that it may differ project to project and business to business. Okay, it is a simple project. You can see here, you are a customer or you are a small businessman, you want to take a loan from the bank. For the purpose you have to do. In this case, my client has requested for the JCB loan so that he can generate the revenue from his business. Next is, first page is known as the cover page. Next page is known as the content. It is the basic idea for a project report. What a project report will contain, so that the bank will give you a loan, so that you can easily funding from the bank. First, that is the serial number 1, that is known as the project at glance. Glance means is a bird eye. That means what are the requirement the banks required is to be given in a single page. That is the summary. After that, this is the project summary. This is the theoretical part, that is the history of your proprietor or a partner or anything that is the business scenario. Third point is the cost of the project and the means of the finance. This is the most important thing. What will be the cost of the project? That means what will be your capital cost, then what will be your working capital cost. And then is the means of finance. The means of finance means the sources of finance. what will be the project cost. For example, your project cost will be 100 rupees, then the from which sources mm, the source from the which sources the project will be completed. It may be from term loan, it may be from your working capital loan, it may be from your promoters contribution, it may be from your others outsiders loan. Then this is the financial details, that means आपका what will be your project details, that means the what will be the loan cost, what will be the project plant and machinery cost, what will be your furniture fittings, what will be other things that I will go side by side. Okay, don't worry, this is the only the samples I am showing you. uh, Whenever we will open our excel sheet, then we can find everything. Next is the projected balance sheet, then projected profit and loss account, then projected cash flow account, then schedule of repayment and term loans, debt coverage ratio. That is most important thing. That is that plays the vital role for the lending sector. That is for the bank. If normally I want to say that the bank acts for the ratio that is in between 1.5 to 2.5. That means if your debt coverage ratio is 1.5 to 2.5, then your sanction of your loan will be very good, or it may give a green signal to you. Other ratios, whatever other ratios you may put, if it is the recommended, you may put or you may not put. Next one is the break even point. Break even point means at which point we will get at there is no profit, there is no loss. That means the point after which you will get the profits to your business. The internal rate of return, that means at the rate of return, at the rate of interest at which you will go for the profitable position. Last one is the basic assumptions. That means whatever you will take the assumptions in the project, then you have to report in your project report. It is the most important thing. If you will not give your assumptions what you have considered for your project, then the bank assumptions that the bank will consider in a different way. So you have to put your assumptions in the project report. Yeah, whatever the assumptions which is suitable for your project, then you have to put here it. Let's start. Then whatever the content I have been already discussed, then this is the summary, that is the project at glance, the name of the business, the name of the entrepreneur, address, then types of customers, entrepreneurs, then scheme. Scheme means it may be if you are going for a PMGP scheme, that is the subsidy scheme, you can mention here, or if you are going for a MKY scheme, then you can put here. In my case, there is no scheme for this loan. That's why I have mentioned here that is not applicable. Okay, whatever suggestions you have to incorporate, you can give there. That is the capacity. I will say later on when I will give details on my Excel sheet. This is the most important thing, that is the project at a glance. Then this is the theoretical part. Uh, Theoretical pen, this is the history of the applicant, that is the entrepreneur. What is the market potentials, for which reason you are interested for getting the loan for the business. You have to detail in your project. That means in the introduction, what is the market potential for the JCB hiring business, what will the steps uh, for implementation of your project. If you will buy a JCB, then what will take how much time it will take to finalize your business and to operate successfully. Then market feasibility, what will the market feasibility for your business. Everything you have to put in your project, but this is the theoretical part. I have already mentioned, I have to mention that this portion of this theoretical part I have been extracted from the chat GPT. Then you can refer it from the chat GPT by injecting your inputs to the chat GPT. There is no issue. Last one is the proprietor experience and exposure. If the proprietor has no experience, then he will not able to do the business. Then you have if any proprietor or any businessman who is interested to take a loan or to do a business for interested a loan, then he must have a business idea, he must have a related idea, so that he can do a business successfully. In this case, I have mentioned that everything, that the exposure that the proprietor has experience. In this case, you can also give the regarding your educational qualification or any past experience or any running projects, everything that you the exposure the proprietor has, you can incorporate it. Next is the cost of project and the means of finance. I have already told that what is the cost of project, what will be the cost of project, and from which source it will be compensated, it will be mentioned. This is the most important thing. You can take here that this is the project report. Now the next section is how we will prepare the detailed project report for your business loan. You can check here it all the scenario, what are the content we have incorporated in our schedule. All the things are there, are here. I think you have got a basic idea regarding the project report. That means what will be incorporate in your project report, or what will be the basic part and what will be the advanced part of your project report. I have already mentioned the project at a glance. This will the summarized part of your project. Then project summary, this will the basic part. That means it will the business scenario, the history of the proprietors, and the future expectation and market feasibility of your business or the proprietor or the project for which you are interested for your loan. From the point number 3 to point number 14, this is the purely financial part. Now we will discuss for the pure financial part. Okay, let's start. Uh, I think uh, all are okay with me. If you are any problem, then you can chat me so that uh, we can discuss. Any problem there? Okay, let's start. First, we have to prepare this type of a summary. This is the man-made. You have to prepare what will the project at a glance, what will the summary, project summary, what will the cost of project, then financial details, then projected balance sheet, then profit and loss account, then projected cash flow, then a schedule of repayment of term loan, then debt coverage service ratio, and the ratios and break-even point and internal rate of return and basic assumption. This the themes you have to prepare from your Excel sheet. This is the only for the summarization view. You can give the order of your pages so that it will be better for the bank to find out directly from your project report. Okay. What if you want to give more details in your project report, then you can put from this content in this content. Okay, let's start with uh, I am going to say that first of all you have to shift to the fixed schedule. Shift to the fixed schedule. This is known as the cost of the project and the means of the finance. That means आपका प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट कितना होगा एंड कौन सा सोर्स से वो फाइनेंसिंग होगा. Okay, for a JCB loan there is no requirement of a land and building. Okay, so what will be it means? For example, I want a land and building of 1000 square foot. There is no requirement. That means it is not applicable. Okay. Next, we will go for the plant and machinery. For the JCB loan, the JCB itself is a plant and machinery. The JCB itself is a plant and machinery. What will the JCB cost? First of all, you have to say your client to receive a quotation from your client, from the vendors, so that it will be best idea for you to incorporate the details in your project report. I am showing the details that I have received from my client, which is known as I am showing the quotations that I have received from my client. For example, my client has been received a quotation from Sri Vinayak Motors, which will cost 30 lakh, 35 lakh to the client, because everything like the description of the asset, my in my case the JCB 81 ECX, everything, whatever it be is incorporated, whatever is written in my project, in my quotation, we have to copy here and simply paste your uh, in your plant and machinery schedule. Okay, and in the last column you have to mention that as per the quotation enclosed, because I have referred this from the quotation that I have been received. In future, if bank will ask for you how you have received this information, uh, uh, please clarify, then you can say here that I have been received this information from the quotations that has been received by the client and forwarded to me for preparation of the project report. Next one is, my client received another quotation regarding the stone breaker. Stone breaker means in case of the quarry and mining area, there is additional part that break the stones or put or make the holes on the stones, everything, uh, that cost to 7,84,000. The another quotation has been received from the same party regarding the additional part of the uh, project. So I added the same, the HM8 380 rock breaker JS81 with two tools GA, whatever the details, whatever the descriptions is mentioned here, I have simply copied and paste here. And secondly, I mentioned that as per the quotation, I have been given these figures. I have not arbitrarily, I have been put these figures in my mind. It is purely based on the document. Hence, this is the most important thing. You have to ask your client to receive a quotation, and on the basis of which you have to put here the figures so that it will be most viable for the bank and for the everywhere. If anyone is interested to give a loan to you, then he can put here with. Next thing is the miscellaneous fixed asset. It means if you will keep your vehicle, then it may require for a shed. If you will keep it on the outside, then uh, it may deteriorate the quality of your fixed assets. So I arbitrarily put an additional asset, that is the shed for the vehicle parking and other accessories, whatever the spare parts you have to put for a shed. I think it will be the cost to the 50,000. Approximately after aggregating all the capital things, then it comes to 43 lakh 34,354. In my case, my party is not interested for the working capital. If you are interested for the working capital project report, then I will prepare another video in which the project report includes the working capital will be clearly mentioned. Okay, in this case I have not given the importance to the working capital, only I have given the term loan. I have given the importance to the term loan so that it will be fine for a single document preparation in your project report. This part is known as the cost of the project. That means what component consists of your cost of the project. My first component was the JCB, the main part. Another portion was the stone breaker of which is the identical part of your JCB. This was the main part of the plant and machinery. Another was the furniture and fittings. That means your the vehicles parking area or the shed what is used for parking of your accessories or your vehicles. I have added arbitrarily, this may cost to 50,000. And gross total it comes to 43 lakh 34,354. As per the discussion with the bank, as per the discussion with the client said, and the bank also agreed that the bank will give 85% of the cost of the project, 85% of your cost of the project, and the remaining 15% will be borne by the promoters, that is the businessman, that is the the applicant. Hence, I have to simply show you the formula that I have been put here. That is the total block capital, that is known as 43 lakh 34,354 into 85%. This is known as the term loan portion. This is known as the term loan portion, and the remaining 15% will be the promoter's contribution, which will be shown at balance sheet as capital introduction by the proprietor. Here, this is the known as the term loan 85%. That is the 85% of the total block capital, and the remaining 15 capital is 6 lakh 50. This is known as the total project cost का 15% है. Okay. Here you can see that how the project cost has been derived and how the means of finance has been derived. This is the most important thing. This is the most vital paper for a project report. Okay. I have completed the cost of project and the means of finance. Next, we have to go. Then we have to go forward towards the term loans. Go forward to the term loan. That means I have already determined here with that my term loan percentage is 85,000, which comes to 36 lakh 84,201. Then how I will prepare a term loan sheet so that I can incorporate it in my profit and loss account. Okay, so I have to move to the term loan schedule. Here you can check that my I want to say that here the project was given on the November month of 2024-25. Okay, now it is February. That means 3 months before. If you are interested, if you are preparing today, then you have to link this figure on your respective month. In my month, this is known as when I have to prepare, it was the month of the November. This is known as 36 lakh 84,201. Okay, the amount which has been covered from these details, that is known as the project at a glance. You can check here the project at a glance G26. If you will revert back to the same place, you can find this has been linked from this page. Okay, first of all, I want to say that the project report is not done manually. It is done by linking with the reference columns and giving with the respective formulas. Project report is not a small thing. It is a linking thing from the beginning to end. If you will change afterwards from a single page, then it automatically change all other figures. Hence, please don't put the figures manually. Always, whatever the assumptions you have made, that should be given manually. After that, you have to put the formulas in the respective cell so that it automatically update if you will change later on. Okay. In this scenario, I have linked this check in this figure from my term loan. चुई चालू नहीं करे देखिलो. ଚାଲୁଛି ତ ମୋର ଏଠି କଣ ଏରର ଦେଖଉଛି ଏବେ ଦେଖଉଛି ओके ठीक है. First of all, this is the most important thing. When bank asks for a term loan, then you have two options. First of all is equal installment. Another is equal principal. There is two methods for the banks asks for. First one is equal installment. Equal installments, you have to set a EMI amount which will be remaining same for the over the period of your term loan. For example, my installment will be 35,000, then it will be 35,000 for the over the period of the time. Another case is equal principal. Equal principal means the principal amount will be equal for the over the period of the time, but the EMI will be differ. The first one case, the principal will differs, but installment is constant. बट इक्वल प्रिंसिपल क्या होता है ना, प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट constant but installment differs. So whenever you are going to prepare a project report, first of all you have to ask the banker, now what will be the terms and conditions for the term loan, whether it is equal principal or equal installment. If equal installment, then you have to calculate the EMI amount, then you have to put the figures and then get the result. Or in case of equal principal, then you have to convert the principal amount over your number of installments, and the interest will be calculated the remaining outstanding balances that you have to pay. In my case, you can see here, this is known as the EMI portion. This is known as the EMI portion. This is known as the EMI portion, this part. The EMI consists of principal and interest. Total payment means the total EMI amount. In this case, you can check here. This is the repayment of principal amount. You can check here the repayment amount is equal. The repayment amount is equal. So, in this scenario, it will be called as the equal principal. As per the opinion of the bank, I have as per the opinion of the bank, I have prepared these things that is known as the equal principal of term loan. Equal principal of the term loan. Then how I will find out the equal principal? What will the amount of the equal principal, so that we can pay the amount equally over the period of the terms of the loan. In my scenario, my terms of the loan, terms is equal to 7 years. My terms is equal to 7 years. That means 7 years into 12 months. That means 84 installments I have to pay. That means 84 installments I have to pay. That means whatever the loan amount I have received, the amount that has been disbursed to my account is to be equally divided by 84 numbers. So you can check here my opening balance. Opening balance means that the portion of the term loans that has been linked for my project, that is the project at glance. You can check here 36,84,201, that has been linked here with. I have to divide by 84 installments. This is known as, you can check here it, 36,84,201 divided by 84. 84 I have been derived. This is known as the multiplication of number of terms, that means the number year of the loan into the number of month in a year. This is known as 7 years into 12 months. That is 7 into 12, 84. I think all are understood regarding this, how the principal amount has been derived. Next portion we have to go for the interest amount. In the general sense, the bank charges interest on the opening balances of your outstanding balances. In my case, for example, I will go for the November, my opening balances was 36,84,000. And the bank says that my rate of interest is 9.18%. 9.18% means it is the annually. But we are calculating interest for monthly. So firstly you have to calculate the rate of interest for annually, then divide by 12, then it will comes to the interest for each month. You can find here is that I have calculated the interest, that is, you can check. The November month, the outstanding balance was 36,84,000, then 201 into 9.18% divided by 12, राउंडिंग अप मैंने किया था, so that it cannot give a observed figure, so I have rounded it to 2 decimals. Okay, you can check here it. That means if you will go for this one amount and the rate of interest is 9.1%, then what will the interest? Interest will be the outstanding loan amount into 9.1 percentage divided by, this means this is the annual rate of interest. This is the annual rate of interest. Now I have to divide by 12, so that I can receive that the interest for the month. I can receive for the interest for the month. Okay. Now here you can see that my interest has been derived here. So you can check it. For the first month, my interest comes to 28,184.14. This is the principal amount and this is the interest amount. Then what is the EMI?